So as we've said, within a large organization, we can find ourselves in different steps within this. And if our aim is to basically improve the quality of the solution and the effectiveness of the solution, making sure that we are answering the right problems in the best possible way, then the first step needs to be increasing the visibility. As somebody who's anywhere within this value stream, I should try to increase my visibility from the moment the problem is discovered all the way until value is delivered to the customer. Now, at the same time, I should make sure that I'm not blocking other people's visibility into this process. So whether I am an executive or a developer, now some trust, I guess, is required in order to establish this, but this is the direction towards helping a large organization start adopting more design thinking principles, because the end goal for example, most agile frameworks is to have one team that is in charge of the entire problem space and solution space and the delivery. Now, that is the goal of what, for example, the Scrum framework. It is mainly designed for a cross-functional team that is themselves figuring out what problems are the most important to solve. And they are also the ones making sure that they're really solving the problem and they're able to evaluate their performance based on achieving certain specific goals. Now, the biggest constraint, again, for large organizations to do this is once we have one executive that is handling only the discovery phase, then, well, chances are he's handling the discovery phase for many types of products. And that limits the ability of that executive to have a full vision, full visibility. You will hit a constraint at a certain point where you just don't have enough capacity to look at the entire flow for every product that you're in charge of. And the same thing from the other side. If I have somebody who's basically at the delivery stage, maybe somebody who's handling support, but they're only handling support and they're not handling anything else. Or even if they're only handling development or bug fixes and they're not handling something else, then chances are the way the organization tries to make sure that they have enough work is by having them handle multiple products at the same time. That means there are different problems that they are looking into. There are different uh, divergent step of the solution. That means different designs that they are supporting. Is just that they don't have no visibility over this process, and they spend most of their time basically delivering on a specific solution, whether that delivery is coding or designing or supporting, but they only work at the implementation side. But they work at the implementation side for many different types of problems. So they will face this bottleneck if they try to expand, in the sense that they have limited capacity in terms of how many things that they can be aware of. If you have an organization with 5,000 employees, then it's not really easy to basically figure out, uh, be aware of everything that everyone is doing. And that pushes the whole organization. If you have that push basically from the downstream side, where they are limited in terms of how much visibility they can have in the problem space and the beginning of the solution space. You also have the push from the executive in that they are limited in terms of how much visibility they have in the solution and delivery stage. And also the people within the mid of the value stream, they're also facing that same problem. Then that creates a push for the organization that allows them to think of ways of defining a specific solution and forming a team that is organized around delivering that specific solution. Because the only way to ensure that there is there is full visibility is if everybody's objectives are aligned. If I'm working on 5 things and you are working on 5 different things, then by definition, our objectives are not going to be aligned, because we only meet in one of the thing that we are working on, and that thing might be the highest priority for me, whereas for you it might be the bottom priority. So one way to align the whole organization to the same goal is by having everybody who's involved in the development of a solution having full visibility to the entire process, both the problem space, the solution space, and the delivery itself. If we do that, we hit a constraint where too large a team is not going to work. So we start reducing the team. Having one person or one team basically handling too many products might not be sustainable. So we start basically focusing them on something very specific. Now, that is the goal. And it's not necessarily easy for a large organization, but it is something that is going to be helpful because then people will get to know the problem space a lot more intimately. And even people from the business side are going to understand the limitation, the technical limitation of their existing solution a lot better. And it becomes a lot easier to come up with innovative ways of solving because if I'm trying to define my problem without enough visibility on what are our capabilities and our limitation, then I'm going to have a very generic definition of the problem. And at the same time, if I am trying to deliver a solution without an intimate understanding of what is the problem, what are the trade-offs, what are the biggest pain point for our customers, if I don't have that information ready to me at a good level of detail, then I'm also going to be basically developing a solution that's safe enough so that it handles all type of issues. And that's basically like selling to everyone. So it's not going to be best quality because it's not optimized for the specific segment of people or the specific segment of problems that are actually real to your customers. If I'm delivering a solution without a very good understanding of the problem, then I'm solving a generic problem that could be for my customers or even customers that I don't currently have. That optimization is the aha moment when we find a tool that basically has a feature that speaks directly to us. The way to do that is by having the people who are working in the solution space have intimate knowledge of the problem space. And basically, both these spaces kind of merge together and they're always working like in one breath, sort of.